Hello friends, in the next few lessons we will learn about the brush tool. Okay, for this lesson I'll again create an empty file. I'll press Ctrl N and this time I will increase this resolution to 300 so that we get some more pixels in our document. Let's activate the brush tool from here. The shortcut for the brush tool is B. Let's zoom in a bit. Now friends, in my opinion, brushes are the most powerful tools in Photoshop. The brush enables us to apply a lot of different painting styles. It's really very easy to customize the brushes to get the desired effect. Let's talk about the basic brush settings. Let's look at these options up here. This one is our brush tool preset. We can see some presets in this drop down, but we will talk about them in a later lesson. On its right is this brush preset picker. Remember, these are different than the brush tool presets. These are the different presets for the brush tip. These are loaded as default. I have this very first soft round brush selected. Now most of the brushes have a tip shape and you can see that the tip shape right now is round. The brush tips also have these edges around them. This soft round has a soft edge around it and this hard round has a hard edge. Now if I paint with a soft tip and let's paint with a hard tip, you can see the difference. The edges of the hard tip are really sharp and crisp and the edges of the soft tip are blurred or feathered. Now with any brush we can use this hardness slider to adjust the hardness of the brush. If with the soft round tip selected, I pull the hardness up to 100% and now if I paint, the result is same as this one, the hard tip. Now to get that menu to change the hardness of the brush, we don't have to go to this drop down again and again. With brush tool selected, if we right click on the canvas, we get this menu and this is the same menu. Let's turn this hardness down to 0 again and we get our soft edges back. Let's fill the canvas with the white color with Control Backspace. Let's talk about some more settings. Now next to this is this button which opens up our brush panel. This brush panel is quite complex and we will talk about it in detail in the next lesson. I'll close it for now. These are the opacity and flow settings. Now let me tell you something. This opacity and flow are often misunderstood. I'll tell you about this in an easier way. Now this is our soft brush stroke. The opacity controls the transparency of the color that we are painting with. If I reduce this opacity to 50% and paint, my opacity is reduced to 50%. How much ever I paint on this area, the opacity will never go above 50% until I release the mouse like so and begin to paint again. Now the opacity is bumped up. I am going to raise the opacity back to 100%. Let's now talk about this flow. Let's drop this flow down. I'll drop it to 25%. Flow controls the rate at which the color is applied. As we start to paint, it starts at 25% but it builds on it. You can see that it can reach to 100%. So opacity and flow are different from each other. I'll click Control Backspace, bump it up back to 100%. Let's now talk about this button. This is called the airbrush feature. In CS6, more types of airbrush effects have been added, but we will talk about this synthetic airbrush which is in Photoshop for quite some time. Let me click it. Now when I start painting, it looks normal. But look what happens when I stop. The paint starts to build up. It has gone far beyond the boundaries of my brush tip and made this big round spot. So if I click and hold my mouse there, it acts as if we are holding an airbrush still on a board or canvas. This is the synthetic airbrush effect. We have some keyboard shortcuts I need to tell you. These shortcuts are really useful when one is painting, making it easier to paint. The first one is to increase and decrease the brush tip. We can use the brackets key above the enter key to increase and decrease the size of the brush tip. Left bracket to decrease the size As you can see, I am pressing the left bracket to decrease the size and right bracket to increase the size. Let me now right click and turn the hardness up. Now if we hold down the shift key and hold that left bracket, we are decreasing the hardness of the brush tip like so. And if we hold shift and right bracket, we are decreasing the hardness like so. So the brackets are really powerful. I use them quite a bit. There's yet another shortcut to increase and decrease the brush tip and the hardness, etc. Simply hold down the Alt key. You will notice that my cursor has changed to this eyedropper. But if we hold down the Alt key and right click, we get this nice little red dot along with this little menu, which tells us the diameter, hardness and the opacity of the brush. Now by dragging to the right, we are increasing the diameter, that is the brush tip. By dragging to the left, we are decreasing the diameter. Contrary to this, if we drag our mouse up, we are decreasing the hardness, and if we drag our mouse down, we are increasing the hardness. Cool. So we can control both these attributes simply by holding Alt and right clicking. I find this keyboard shortcut really handy since it controls both the attributes. Great. I have pressed Ctrl backspace. Let's now talk about the pressure sensitivity. If you paint a lot, this is a must for you. But to make use of pressure sensitivity, you will need some kind of tablet or stylus instead of the mouse. There are many such products available in the market. The one I am working with is a Wacom tablet. To make use of pressure sensitivity with external tablets, these are the buttons, this one and this one. Now this button controls the opacity according to the pressure we apply to the stylus. I'll check it on. I'm using a soft brush and painting very softly. As I start to press harder, the opacity increases, like so. So we can control the opacity by just the amount of pressure we are applying with the stylus. With this option on, let's open this brush panel. Keep an eye on this transfer. If I switch it off, it is turned off. If I switch it on, it is turned on. We will talk about this brush panel in the next lesson. Let's turn it off. Now another option is this. Click it and turn it on. It does not control the opacity, rather it controls the size of the brush tip. When we turn it on, I'll open this. When I turn this off and on, you can see that this shape dynamics is turned on and off. Now when I start painting, the brush stroke is very thin. But as I increase the pressure, the brush stroke increases. I'll increase some more pressure, like so. So these settings make Photoshop really powerful when it comes to digital painting. Great. To wrap up this lesson, I will talk about the brush presets again. Let's click this drop down menu here. There are many presets you can see here, and all of them have an icon beside them. If we click on this splatter, let me increase the brush size. You can see our brush shape changes to this splatter kind of tip. From here, we can also load different types of presets from this library. This is the library. So many presets. Go and spend some time and experiment with some of these. Let's try and load any preset, say assorted brushes. Photoshop will ask us whether we want to replace the current preset or we want to append it with the existing one. I want to replace it. I don't want to save any changes. Now this is a new set of brush presets. Feel free to play with some of these and experiment. To go back to those default brushes, click on this gear and reset the brushes. Okay, we have got our default brushes back. We can also create our custom brush presets and save them to pass on to someone else or to use on other files. To do that, come here and click on save brushes. It will open up this dialog box. Browse to a location on your computer and save it. It saves the brushes in the .abr format. Same way, we can load our preset brushes from load brushes. That's all for this lesson, friends. See you in the next lesson.